Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Nice win last night for the Padres. They powered up. Ryan Schimpf, Austin Hedges, and Corey Spangenberg all going deep as part of a 5-1 victory last night against Texas in Game 1 of the series. It's Game 2 of the series between the Rangers and the Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, nice victory here last night for the Padres, and they do it the way they've been doing it. That's with the long ball.
One thing that I've noticed about this Padre team who's been hitting a lot of home runs this year is they're crushing mistakes. And during the course of the season, when we talk about these three hitters, early on, they were not crushing the mistakes. Talk about 0 for 24 for Austin Hedges, but what did he do? He stuck with the game plan. He worked hard with Alan Zinter in the cage, and it started to pay off. Ryan Schimpf, nice, easy swing, doesn't overswing, and they're crushing mistakes. Ryan Schimpf, hey, it's either a walk. You don't see a lot of singles. The home run is very, very nice. Now, here's the impressive thing about Corey Spangenberg. He gets hurt, gets sent down to the minor leagues, start the year. He's back. Lefty on lefty last night. He gets a pitch elevated. They're letting the pitches out of the zone go, being a little bit more disciplined through time and through more time. Hopefully we see more extra base hits. Hey, everybody loves the home run, but a double would be nice as well. But Corey Spangenberg really stayed on that breaking ball nice last night off the lefty to hit the home run.
Well, today on the mound for the Padres is Jared Weaver, looking for his first victory in a Padres uniform, and a guy who's faced Texas a lot. Of course, the first 11 years of his major league career spent with the Angels.
I'm a firm believer when a guy faces a team that he's had good numbers, that it's all between the ears and he feels good. Now, this is in a halo uniform. What I've noticed in this video right here, much sharper stuff from Jared Weaver. When he's down in the zone, he gets that bite. When he's up in the zone, it flattens out. So the last 9 starts, 5-0 record. I'll take that ERA any day of the week. Opponents only hitting 185. So it's about keeping the ball down, the breaking stuff. Hey, fastball up and out of the zone is okay because they will swing and miss against Jared Weaver.
Padres trying to make it 2 in a row against these Texas Rangers. And, of course, a move yesterday as Matt Caesar is traded to the Padres from the Cubs. We'll hear from the newest Padre when we return to Petco Park after this on Fox Sports San Diego. need. And by the all-new Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. Padres and Rangers today, but before we get it started, let's send it down to the field and Michelle Margot.
Thank you so much, Don. Well, today the Padres have acquired outfielder Matt Caesar from the Chicago Cubs in exchange for right-handed pitcher Justin Hancock. He just arrived at the ballpark today. He's here in uniform, and in exchange they have optioned Jabari Blash to AAA El Paso. He's activated, and here is the new Padre himself. Take a look.
I loved being with the Cubs, but I knew I needed to get out. So, you know, my first reaction, I was happy, to be honest with you. I was excited because, you know, I wasn't playing very much. I love the guys; they were awesome. But you know, for my career, this is where I needed to be, or someone who's going to give me an opportunity. And so initial reaction, I was pretty happy.
Manager Andy Green added that he spoke with his former teammate, former Chicago Cubs teammate Clayton Richard, who's currently on the Padres, about Matt Caesar, and he said that he raved about him, and he said that his makeup is off the charts. He's just such a great person. So definitely good news for the Padres. When we come back, Jared Weaver on the hill for the Padres against San Diego native A.J. Griffin and the Texas Rangers as the Friars look to make it 2 for this Tuesday matchup. First pitch coming up.
And Cahill gets his 7th strikeout. High drive, deep right field for Ryan Schipp. Vandenberg will be the 3rd home run of the night for the Padres. A little Mauer power here in the 9th inning to wrap it up. Pretty fun night last night for the Padres, trying to carry it into today's game as well as we check out the weather report brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 62 degrees, southwest breeze at 11 miles per hour, partly cloudy the forecast, and the Padres and the Texas Rangers wrap up the first end of this home-and-home series. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Michelle Margot with you from Petco Park in San Diego. Sun-splashed Petco Park as the Padres trying to finish up here on a good note today, and then head out to Arlington for the next 2, and they will stay in the American League on this road trip as well. After the brief time in Arlington, they will head to Chicago to play the White Sox for 3.
Don, I got to tell you, when I was driving to the old ball yard this morning, it was a little dicey. Clouds, it was kind of sprinkling a little bit, but the clouds have parted. As you mentioned, sun-splash day here at Petco Park. What a great day for a big league ball game and to take 2 games in the series, huh?
It'd be nice. like to end here on a good note before they head out onto the road and take advantage of what has really been a struggling Rangers team and tough to figure out. We were talking about it last night. This team on paper appears to be a very good team, but they're off to a very bad start.
A lot of swings and misses, and the Padre pitching staff really did a nice job of getting ahead and throwing balls out of the zone to where if the Rangers did swing, they couldn't do any damage, and that was very apparent last night.
And trying to get the first win out of the way for Jared Weaver, and against a team that Weaver has faced so many times over the years in the American League West. Well, Weaver leads his team out onto the field as the Padres take the field today against the Rangers. Well, Jeff Bannister's squad coming in, currently in last place in the American League West. Now we take a look at his starting 9 today with Shin-Soo Choo at the top of the order. A little different look with Elvis Andrus at shortstop batting second. Nomar Mazara in left. Carlos Gomez in center field with Rougned Odor at second base. Ryan Rua at first base with Joey Gallo at third. Robinson Chirinos is doing the catching, and A.J. Griffin, the pitcher, bats out of the number 9 spot. Of course, playing under National League rules at Petco Park in San Diego. Jared Weaver on the hill for the Padres today, getting his 7th start of the year.
34-year-old veteran has to work the corners. We mentioned that. We talked about him in our open and keep him off balance. You know, even though he tops out 84, 85, he will still get hitters to lunge, work underneath it, get a weak grounder or fly ball, stay out of the heart of the zone, and keep the ball in the yard.
Now behind him today defensively, the Padres from left to right across the outfield. Their defense is brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Spangenberg in left with Manuel Margot in center. Hunter Renfroe around in right with Ryan Schimpf at third base. Alan Cordoba at shortstop. Jan Hervis Solarte at second. Will Myers at first and Austin Hedges doing the catching. It's the second start of the year for Cordoba at shortstop. And Jared Weaver ready to work here to the Rangers as Shin-Soo Choo makes his way to the home plate area. Rangers are wrapping up a 9-game road trip here today, and so far they are 2-6 on this current road trip.
You know, I don't like to talk payroll all the time. It's just something that I just always avoid. I just for some reason don't want to talk about it. But the Rangers going into the opening day this year, $173 million payroll, and where they sit in the standings. Hey, on paper, right?
7th most in Major League Baseball. And the Padres are 29th in that category in Major League Baseball. And the Padres with a win here last night in game 1 of the series. Equal number of wins, same record heading into this game, 13-20 to begin the year for both teams. And Weaver's first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1, and we're underway. Well, Shin-Soo Choo off to a .243 start, 4 homers, 13 runs batted in his 30th game of the year for Texas. And he has been hot. 17 for his last 42 at .405 with 8 extra base hits. He's one of the few guys that's starting to turn it on here.
You know, with those numbers, I'm wondering why Choo was batting in the number 8 spot last night for Texas. I'm sure Jeff Bannister has his reasons. That's MC in my book, Manager's Choice.
Yeah, Napoli batting out of the 7th spot in last night's game, not in the lineup today. And Rangers offensively have been struggling, no doubt. They've lost 7 of their last 9 games. They got Mazara back in the lineup today, missing the last 2 games. Bannister trying to weather the early storm right now. 8.5 games back of the Astros in the American League West. Padres shifting on Choo, and that's outside, full count.
Well, last couple of pitches missing up and away for Jared Weaver. Got to find that release point.
Payoff pitch, and he hits him. Trying to come inside, and Choo gets hit in the back. Down to first base he goes.
Trying to make that adjustment up and away, and then he just yanks that one and gets Choo right in the wallet.
So lead runner on here for the Rangers, and Elvis Andrus coming up now for Texas. I've talked about it before. The home run ball has been a problem for Jared Weaver. This team will hit home runs, the Texas Rangers. 40 career starts for Weaver against Texas. That's a pretty good sample size.
Absolutely.
18-8 with a 3.44 earned run average. Here's a liner over the head of Schimpf and into left field. Andrus has the first hit of the day. Moving up to second is Chu. First two are on here for Texas in the first inning.
If taken, that's a ball up out of the zone, but Andrus is all over it. Early, aggressive, gets on top of it, down by the label. Well, that was a big swing and a soft result. A changeup off the bat.
And Schimpf in at third, too, right at the lip of the grass.
Yeah.
He's in a normal spot at third base, has that soft line drive. 2 on, nobody out, and the return of Nomar Mazara into the lineup for the Rangers, and he returns to the number 3 spot in the order. Strike called. For his last 10 at the plate. He's named the Player of the Week in the American League. First week of April, started hot, and lines this down the right field line. This will get back to the track of the wall. Chu from second will score. Andrus being waved around, and he will score, I think. Throw the plate, yes he will. Late reaction by the cutoff man in Myers in short right field. Didn't look like he was going to throw home. And Andrus was coming plateward. He scores. It's a 2-run double, and the Rangers jump on top 2-0.
Back-to-back pitches from Weaver that are up in the zone, and somehow Andrus and Mazara, look at this pitch. He's quick to it. It's not off the handle. It's more down towards the end of the bat. Well, he got to that ball quickly. Now, how close is it at the plate? Hedges creating the lane, and he gets in there with the left hand. And a good job of directing traffic on deck. Telling Andrus to slide towards the foul side of home plate.
So 2 quick runs in here for the Rangers, and Carlos Gomez off balance swing right there. .231 average for the center fielder, 4 homers and 12 runs batted in. Batting in the cleanup spot. Weaver coming into this game with a 5.51 earned run average. Has allowed 2 so far here in the first inning. Still looking for that first out. .60% of his fastballs in there for strikes. Foul the other way and out of play. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, we talked about the bullpen for the Texas Rangers, 14th in the American League at 5.61 ERA. Get to that pen early, and let's play 8.5 today. You see where I'm going?
I do. That would mean the Padres would win.
That's right. You don't have to hit in your bottom half of the ninth.
That's right. I'm smarter than I look.
And I want respect.
The 1-2. Just carved foul straight back to the screen.
You made an interesting fact on the note about Weaver throwing strikes, right? How many? 60%?
60% of fastballs are strikes.
Now,
that could be good or bad, though.
Absolutely, because there are bad strikes and good strikes. You know, a strike is right down the middle, but yet it can get whacked around. Also a strike on the outside corner. So it's the quality of strikes that are thrown, not just strikes in general.
Because 69% of his off-speed pitches are in there for a strike.
Well, he threw a dandy right there. Looked like a slider from Jared Weaver to get the strikeout. There's the rotation. Little 2-7 action on the clock. And Gomez goes down.
I needed that first strikeout of the game, first out for Weaver, and it brings up Rougned Odor. Slow start for Odor, especially at the plate. He hits at 185 coming in, 6 homers and 16 runs batted in. Power numbers are good, the average not so much. Padres shifting on him on the right side of the infield. And he reaches out, lines one to right, and that's going to get in for a base hit in front of Renfroe. Mazzara stops at third. Renfroe comes plateward, and it's now first and third with one out.
Jared Weaver tries to go with the backdoor slider, and you can see it just kind of rolls up there, and Odor has to reach out and get it. Now, we talked about strikes. 5 for 5 first pitch strikes for Jared Weaver, and out of three of the five swung at the first pitch, so they're being aggressive early.
First and third, one down, 2 runs in. Ryan Rua, the batter, first baseman. Strike one on the knees. Rua came off the bench last night to pinch hit. In the starting lineup today, getting the start at first base, Mike Napoli off. Former battery mate of Jared Weaver as well with the Angels. Throw to first, and Odor back to the bag. Third start for Rua of the year. And so far does not have a hit away from Arlington. 0 for 9 on the road. That's a fly ball out towards deep right center field. Margot going back at the wall, and that ball is gone. A 3-run home run. That ball carried very well out to right center field and out of the yard. 5-0 start for the Texas Rangers in the first inning. Second home run for Rua.
But Rua taking this pitch. It looked like a little slider. Just up on contact, middle of the thighs, the belt and the knees. And Rua taking that, letting that ball travel. You can tell that he stayed back nice. He drove it to the opposite field. A lot of guys get out in front of that pitch and try to pull it, but not Rua. That was a good swing by him.
Joey Gallo now out front of that, and it's down 0-2. What a difference as far as the ball carrying here during the day than at night at Petco Park.
Very much so. It'll travel a lot more, I think, during the day, especially with all the construction that's gone up around here during the time of Petco Park being built. You know, early on, I think it was more leaning towards the pitcher, but since all the structures around, it's kind of created that bowl. And it's ironic because today being Tony Gwynn's birthday, I remember Tony himself saying that as the building started going up around Petco Park, he felt that the ball would have a tendency to travel more, and I think that's spot on.
Off balance, and Gallo strikes out. Second K for Weaver. Out number 2 of his first inning. Bring up Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos getting the catching duties today. And batting out of the 8th spot. Padres unfortunately 0-6 in Jared Weaver's start so far this year. So not only is he individually 0-3, but the team has not won a game that Weaver has started. And off to a rocky start today. 5-run first inning for Texas. Two strikeouts here in the first inning for the Rangers. This is a team that strikes out a bunch, at least 10 times in 8 of their last 9 games. On the ground down the line, but a foul ball. Ryan Schimpf gave chase, but a foul ball just outside the bag at third. Both teams traveling to Arlington after the ball game today. Finish off this series home and home. 2 here, 2 there. Well, check swing grounder. Weaver will field and flip to first base for the out that ends the inning. But the Rangers score 5 times, take a 5-0 lead.
Uh, 18 years old, fresh, learning from the best, Rich Hill over there. He's a little crazy, but he's good for his players. He really expects a lot out of us, and he's a good guy to kind of help you navigate your early years of adulthood.
That was Rangers pitcher and San Diego native A.J. Griffin on his days at USD. He had 23 wins and 28 saves during his career there. And now he's here as a big leaguer, starting in his hometown ballpark for the first time. Pretty special, guys.
That is very cool. And a chance here today to be on the mound in San Diego, returning after being USD 2007 through 2010.
Yeah, and he was a foothiller at Grossmont High School, so just on the other side of town, went to college, and the Torero grabs the rock this afternoon. Pretty much throws all 4, not overpowering. He challenges hitters, and he's prone to the home run as well. He's kind of a bulldog out there. He will challenge hitters. He'll go right after them. He's not overpowering.
What's the mindset of a starter who takes the hill with a 5-run lead before you're throwing a pitch?
Aggressive, don't nibble. That's the one thing that I can only speak from experience. Go out there. I mean, I'm not saying right throwing down the middle, but quality strikes. Don't try to be too cute.
And their first strike to Manuel Margot, leading it off here for the Padres.
Now, if they start coming out and next thing you know, you've thrown 4 pitches, and you're giving up 2 runs, and you got base runners, well, then you have to adjust.
Flare down the right field line. Long run for Rua by the stands, and he can't make the catch. Just out of his reach into that first row or so. Battling some sun issues here today. Let's check out the Padres lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Margot batting now, leading it off with Corey Spangenberg in left. Will Myers at first base. Jan Hervis Solarte at second. Ryan Schimpf at third. Austin Hedges does the catching. Hunter Renfroe in right. Alan Cordoba getting his second start at shortstop. And Jared Weaver, the pitcher, batting out of the 9th spot. Here's a 2-2 to Margot. And a breaking ball strikes him out as he goes chasing. Time out for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Let's go back to the 7th inning last night. Corey Spangenberg, lefty on lefty. Claudio, the high breaking ball. He wanted it down away, but it leaked middle in. And you know what I love about Corey Spangenberg? He puts a good swing on it, but you see him sprinting out of the box. He sprints out of the box, and then he kind of gears down a little bit to enjoy the ride. Circling the bases for the home run.
And Corey getting that first home run of the year. 3 RBIs, 279 average in his 13th game after being called up from AAA El Paso, where he started the year after a good spring training. There's a strike into Spangenberg. Will Myers waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the bottom of the first inning. A 5-run first for the Rangers. A.J. Griffin 3-0 coming into this start, his 5th. 3.54 ERA. Slap foul, and we'll do it again, 1-2. 29-year-old right-hander A.J. Griffin. Native of El Cajon.
Not a lot of walks either. Like I said, he'll be aggressive. Change speeds over the plate.
Rua will take it himself to the bag for out number 2. Well, defensively today for the Rangers in behind Griffin. Left to right in the outfield. Nomar Mazara, Carlos Gomez, Shin-Soo Choo, Joey Gallo at third base, Elvis Andrus at short, Rougned Odor at second base, Ryan Rua at first, and Robinson Chirinos is the catcher. A.J. Griffin on the mound and has secured the first 2 outs of this bottom of the first inning. Brings up Will Myers. Curveball dropped in there for strike 1. Only at 68 miles an hour, but good snap to it. Myers lays off the change, and it's 1-1.
And that's what he needs to do. Curveball, changeup, two-seamer, changeup, changeup. Keep him off balance. Remember what Martinez was doing last night? Two-seamers into righties. That last pitch, A.J. Griffin missed. He yanked it and went away from Will Myers, but that's exactly where Chirinos was set up. Inside, he wanted to bury it inside.
Picks up that outside corner, and it evens at 2-2. Myers with 41 hits, tied for 6th most in Major League Baseball. And a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Griffin. A 1-2-3 inning. A 5-0 Rangers lead.
Can't catch the games on TV? You can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go.
Now Weaver trying to settle into his outing here after a 5-run first inning. Starts with the opposing pitcher, and A.J. Griffin, who leads it off. 0 for 6 with 5 Ks in his career at the plate, and he was kind of bailing there as he grabs the inside corner for a strike. Griffin, Choo, and Andrus scheduled to bat in the inning. All started when Choo got hit by a pitch in the first inning. Big blast, a 3-run home run by Ryan Rua as part of the 5-run first for Texas. Bad news is that the Rangers score 5 runs in the first. Good news is you've got 9 innings left. Chance to chip away here at a tough start.
And it's no fun playing catch up. We've documented that over the course of the season as well, especially down by 5 early. See if Jared Weaver can get his release point down. And
ball 4 to Griffin. First walk allowed by Weaver. Looked like a couple good pitches mixed in there. So a lead runner on for the second straight inning now for Texas, and going to bring up Shin-Soo Choo. Tim Timmons has the plate today, calling the balls and strikes. James Hoy at first, Ryan Blakeney at second, and the crew chief Jeff Kellogg is at third. Choo hit by a pitch in the first inning, came around to score the Rangers' first run.
call me crazy. A.J. Griffin, he didn't even swing the bat that at bat, did he?
I don't think he did.
You know what? It's been, I've seen it firsthand to where managers, and I'm not saying this is the case with Jeff Bannister and A.J., but I've heard managers say, hey, don't even swing the bat. Just go up there. If you get punched out, you get punched out. Could be something to where, you know, not used to hitting and you don't want a guy to get hurt. It's just a thought. I'm not saying that's the case.
Line and caught. This will turn into 2 as Myers tags the bag. So Choo lines out sharply, but right at Myers, and Griffin was well off the bag at first with his lead, so double play.
Oh, that's a big league hang with him. And that's the way to turn 2. Off a Choo. Coop, Choo.
2 down here in the second.
I am the Eggman. I am the Walrus.
You are so happy with yourself when you rhyme.
Coop, Choo.
2 down, and Elvis Andrus will take a strike over the inside corner. Andrus with a single to left field in the first inning. Came around to score the second Texas run.
I think a very important pitch for Jared Weaver is the feel for that changeup. If you can throw that, get ahead. We saw nice changeups last night from Trevor Cahill. I know he doesn't throw as hard, but still I think it can be an effective pitch. Looks like Jared's missing arm side too. Arm side up and away to lefties and up and into righties. Oh.
There have been a few. Could have gone either way, and that one certainly looked like a strike.
It's worth another look.
That's the arms out of the way, and that's ball 4. Down to first goes Andrus. Second walk of the inning and of the outing allowed by Jared Weaver. I got Nomar Mazara coming up here. A double and 2 runs driven in with that double in the first inning. Scored Choo and Andrus, and first 2 runs. Andy Green does not look overly pleased with the strike zone today for Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire. 2 out base runner and Andrus at first, and Mazara getting his second look at Jared Weaver. The Padres into a shift and a throw over as Andrus diving back to the bag.
Good throw, might have had him.
Appeared to be leaning. .247 career stolen bases for Elvis Andrus. Rajay Davis since 2009. That's Rajay Davis with his big home run last year in the World Series, tied the game.
One of the most exciting points of that World Series you'll see in a long time.
High strike call.
I think this is where the changeup comes into play with Mazara, a kid who hit 20 home runs last year and one heck of a rookie season. Likes the fastball, so you counter with something off speed.
Another strike, 0-2. 20 home runs for Mazara. Tied Gary Sanchez of the Yankees for most among American League rookies. Started last year at AAA, first 23 games, and the remainder of the year with the Rangers. Up out of the crouch comes Hedges to reel that in. Omar Mazara, 22 years old, from Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. Back in the starting lineup today, saw Delino DeShields get the start in left for the Rangers here last night. Runner goes, and a fly ball popped up foul off to the left and out of play. So Andrus running that time on a 1-2 pitch, and he's going to come on back. .45 pitches through an inning and 2/3 here for Jared Weaver. Runner goes again, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. Mazara strikes out. Third K for Weaver. Rangers have a 5-0 lead.
You just knew it was going to come. He's done it his whole career, and he's even by his own admission had starts through his minor league career like he'd had at the major league level. So there was no panic there. There was no fear of like, where'd my swing go? It was just, I got to keep working until I find it.
Well, he's found it. 9 home runs now for Ryan Schimpf, who last year had 20 home runs for the season, and he has just stayed with it, stayed the course. He'll be batting second in the inning here as waits on deck with Yangervis Solarte leading it off, but going to be impressed with Schimpf just hanging in there.
I just enjoy how these guys that try to make the turnaround hit a mistake.
Around the bag at second, Andrus with his feet on the dirt of the infield makes the catch. First out of the second inning. The most home runs by a third baseman this year. Ryan Schimpf second only to the Rangers' Joey Gallo, who's got 10. Juan Arenado, Manny Machado, and Miguel Sano with 8.
You know, when there's pitches that are mistakes that aren't being crushed or taken through time, you make that adjustment, and then you make them pay. And I think that's what we're seeing with guys like Ryan Schimpf. Because, like Andy said, over the course of his career, his minor league career, is a 250 hitter career. He's hit 128 home runs. He's going to hit anywhere from 15 to 20, 23 home runs. His on-base percent is .349. So it's not a matter of panicking. This game is so long. It's such a long season that I know everybody wants instant success, but it takes time.
Strike called, has him down 1-2. AJ Griffin working pretty quickly here with nobody on and getting it and throwing it today. He's retired the first 4 Padres he's faced. And drops the curveball down and in for ball 2. 2 strikeouts, ground out to pop out so far for Griffin, who stick to a 5-0 advantage before he even took the hill today. In on the hands and popped up back at second base, and it's caught out there. Elvis Andrus, shortstop in a shift, ducking back to the short lawn in center field for out number 2. Brings up Austin Hedges. Careless whisper.
George Michael.
George Michael. I didn't notice that before.
Really?
No.
It's only been going on for like 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Wow. Which is a little high. I guess I wasn't paying attention to Austin's walk-up music in the past.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Is there a reason? Do you know? I mean, he likes George Michael and Careless Whisper, great song, but
I think I remember hearing something about it, but I forgot.
retaining information is difficult. Two down here in the second.
I think it's kind of a goof.
Popped up. First base, Rua will step into foul ground and make the catch to end the inning. Play 2. Rangers have a 5-0 lead.
The Rangers lead 5-0 against the Padres. Well, we're out here in Park in the Park at the Tony Gwynn statue. Today would have been his 57th birthday, and obviously, guys, he had a very large impact on not just Padres fans and his teammates, but also on the community of Poway. And today, Poway unveiled an 11-foot statue of him. The statue arrived yesterday after a 1,300-mile journey from Texas. Now, you can hear some sound from that ceremony in our post-game show. Mark, what do you think he'd say about all of this?
He would be enough about me, and let's talk about the Pods. We're the Pods. Remember Tony saying that. But very humble. We all know him as a humble individual. He liked to deflect, so he would enjoy it. He would look at it. He would soak it in, but he'd want to move on. That's the way Tony was going about things when people talked about him.
Well, as Michelle said, would have turned 57 today, and that's a great looking statue they had in Poway today.
Really cool. And I like what the sculptor said. I saw some video clips. He said he didn't want to so much capture Tony as the player. He wanted to capture Tony as the family man. And we all know the people that are around Tony Gwynn when he was here with us that, I mean, every time you mentioned his family member, he just lit up.
Well, it has been terrific to be around Tony Gwynn Jr. this year.
He's the best.
He has been part of our broadcast, of course, here and on the radio side for Padres baseball. It's been great getting to know him, and a wonderful family. Carlos Gomez, Rougned Odor, and Ryan Rua in the inning to face Jared Weaver. Gave up 5 runs in the first, worked around 2 walks in the second, and here he is in the third. 2-2. Well, dribbler back towards Weaver. He's had to field a few and does it again. That is out number 1 of the third inning.
One of my favorite Tony Gwynn stories, I remember him telling me this. He's told other people as well, but he was getting ready to go for I think it was like an autograph session somewhere. And we all have our bad days, right? Where we just don't feel like doing stuff. And it was one of those days, Tony said. He said, oh, that's a candlestick. I love that shot. So he's complaining, doing something. Nah, I don't feel like doing this today. And his mom was there. And Tony says his mom looked at him, and she says, "But you don't want to go to the autograph signing? You don't want to sign autographs? Well, then stop hitting 300. And Tony just busted out laughing. He goes, "You know what, Mom? You're right. You don't like being the popular guy? You don't like being wanted all the time? Stop hitting 300.
Greatest hitter you ever saw?
Me personally, yeah. Magic wand right there.
Into right field and through the shift for Odor. Over to play it is Renfroe. Odor will not test the arm of Renfroe. Just showed it off there. Firing it back into the infield, but Odor is now 2 for 2, and both of his hits have gone to right field today.
And, you know, there were guys who had more power, obviously, and, you know, the extra base hits. But as far as a pure hitter, being able to hit a ball where it's pitched and do something with it and get results, Tony was hands down, I think, the best.
1 out, 1 on. Ryan Rua, his big blast in the first. Largely the reason the Rangers enjoy a 5-0 advantage. 3-run home run.
8 batting titles, dude.
That's good.
8.
Now the statue is placed not far from where actually Tony lived, right? Near his home.
Yep.
'20 seasons, 1982 through 2001. Career leader in virtually every offensive category during that time. This is left center, and Spangenberg will step in front of Margot for out number 2 of the inning. Joey Gallo coming up here for the Rangers. Strikeout victim in the first. 3 strikeouts for Jared Weaver today. '34th game of the year for the Padres today, and they will head out to take on these Texas Rangers in Texas the next 2, and 3 against the White Sox. Interleague action here for the Padres. Mark Sweeney headed on the road with us. Mark Grant will be off. Can't believe you're not going to Chicago.
Yeah, I got an important date this weekend to attend to.
What do you got?
My son, Andrew, I can't believe how time flies. He's graduating from the Northern Arizona University.
Nice.
I said the Northern Arizona University.
I caught that, yeah.
So he's a lumberjack. So I appreciate Mark Sweeney filling in.
Now you live in Arizona already, so
here we go.
Will you drive?
It's just right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean it's not far from Alpine, right?
I'll just probably ride my bike.
Short lead off first for Rougned Odor. 2 down here in the third. Elevated and almost got Gallo to chase.
Chew on these numbers. 1995. Tony Gwynn had 535 at-bats. He hit 368. Guess how many times he punched out on the year?
15?
15 times.
That's amazing.
That's it.
So when he struck out, he was really unhappy.
I would say so. The most he ever struck out was 40 times, and that was in 1988.
That's incredible.
And he still won the batting title at 313.
Gallo hits one high and deep to right field. Renfroe going back at the wall, and that ball is gone. 2-run shot for Joey Gallo. It's a 7-0 Texas lead here in the third inning. Gallo with his 11th round tripper of the year.
That's a hanging slider. And once again, a pitch that is up. We've seen a lot of those this afternoon. A couple of singles early on that were fastballs up. That was just a rolling. And when I mentioned in our open, for Weaver to be effective, he's got to throw the breaking stuff down because it'll just hang up there if it's elevated in the zone.
Now he hits Chirinos with a breaking ball. He'll bring up A.J. Griffin, the pitcher, who's not ready, and now just getting the batting gloves on as he walks to the batter's box. Ballsy on the phone. Action in the Padres pen. So far, I think you're right about Griffin. He has not even looked like he was going to swing.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's been instructed not to swing.
Walked his first time up, then was part of a double play.
I remember playing with Greg Harris, not the not the guy who could throw both, but this Elon College, and he was coming off an oblique injury, and he had to bat. And Jack McKeon said, "Hey, Greg, just go up there and don't even swing," because he didn't want to re-injure his side.
Oh, so he swings and misses. And that is strikeout number 4. A 2-run shot for Joey Gallo. Our thoughts with the Gwynn family as always.
And the delivery. Tony hits one on the ground, right side, a base hit. He slapped it through there. Alomar racing for the plate is safe. 3-0 San Diego. But more importantly, Tony Gwynn got the hit he had to get to take the stigma out of this batting title.
Your favorite memory, 1989?
Hands down. I was fortunate to be in the bullpen that day, and on October 1st, 1989, Tony Gwynn goes 3 for 4 to clinch the batting title. He and Will Clark were neck and neck that series. The Giants had already clinched the West. The Padres lost to the Cincinnati Reds, ensuring the Giants to win the West in 1989. And one thing that we didn't see there that will be etched in my memory forever, when Tony was on first base coach Greg Riddock congratulated him. Will Clark came over to hold him on. Will, being left-handed, took his glove off his right hand, extended his arm and his hand, and shook the hand of Tony Gwynn, congratulating him for winning the '89 batting title. Something I'll always remember.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Well, today, Tony Gwynn would have turned 57. To Renfroe pops it up in the infield. Rougned Odor will stagger, but he'll take care of out number 1 in the 3rd inning.
There was a point in that series against the Giants that Will Clark was ahead in the batting title race with a .334 average, and Tony was at .331.
Now 7 in a row retired by Griffin to start the day, and Alan Cordoba will take the strike. Well, Jolie Chacin is on deck here for the Padres in a bat in Weaver's spot. That'll be the day on a rough outing for Jared Weaver. Last 3 innings, 66 pitches. And allows 7 runs, 2 home runs, 3-run shot, 2-run shot. Craig Stammen warming in the pen. Cordoba getting a start at shortstop today and hits a little bloop. Shallow right, Odor out, and coming in was Chu. Couldn't catch it. Cordoba headed for second where he will be out. Well, Cordoba diving into second base and holding onto his shoulder now. And slow to get up. And out goes Andy Green, and Paul Navarro, the trainer, right in behind him. Cordoba injuring what appears to be his right shoulder.
Se jodió Rubio, ¿viste? Se jodió, creo que la mano. Creo que la mano. O el hombro.
Trying to stretch into a double.
Ooh, right into the right leg. See that? Of Andrews. His right shoulder, collarbone.
And Andy Green wants to challenge this play at second base. They think Cordoba may have avoided the tag. We'll see here. We're kind of looking at the injury and not so much the tag the first time.
I think they got him. What do you think?
I think so too.
I think the glove was on the back before the right hand touched the bag.
Comes off the bag there briefly. I don't know if the tag was still on him at that point. Okay, so that's close. Now he is off the bag with the tag not on him. I don't know. We're really bad at this, so. Fingers there?
Yeah, gosh, that's tough. You're blocked by the bag. Can't tell from that angle.
crew,
well, no, it's 1-0, by the way.
The crew loves it when you say that you can't see it because of that angle. They love that.
Well, yeah, it's not their fault. It's just that you can't see it because you're blocked by the bag or a leg or a player.
Taking a good long look here on a play that on the field was called out. Cordoba with a single, trying to get to second base aggressively. And we'll see if the call stands on the field. And it does. So the Padres lose their challenge. Base hit. So 2 down now in the inning, and Jolie Chassin coming up. Shin-Soo Choo on the throw from right field. Andrus was covering, so 9-6 on the put out at second base. I've seen Chassin pinch hit a few times for the Padres, and here he is hitting a little pop up into shallow right. Odor out again. Choo in again, and this time Choo will make the catch that ends the inning. Through 3, Rangers have a 7-0 lead. Reminiscing about the late Tony Gwynn, who would have turned 57 today. And Mark Sweeney, your favorite memory looking back at Tony Gwynn?
Easy talking about his hitting, but the throw against the Houston Astros in Game 3. This was huge because if Moises Alou is safe at third base, it was going to be a different series, and this had a lot to do with it. You see Ken Caminetti laying his body down for the tag, but that was probably one of the greatest throws in the situation for what Tony Gwynn did. And we saw great defense from Tony early in his career, but that was tremendous, and that was probably the biggest series.
Left field, and this one's going to get down to the track on the wall. Spangenberg back to play it. Shin-Soo Choo is into second base with a stand-up double off the new pitcher Craig Stammen into the game here for the Padres.
Think about that magical year in 1998. Obviously the playoff run was remembered by, you ended up beating Atlanta, you go to the World Series against the Yankees, and the Yankees won in 4, but the Houston Astros series was tremendous. Remember Kevin Brown against Randy Johnson, the best pitch game I've ever seen. But that throw from Tony really was one of those turning points where obviously we got past the Astros and the rest was history.
You hear so much about the offensive part. In fact, that seems to be all of it when you're talking about Tony Gwynn's career, obviously because of all the accolades that he received for his hitting, but his defense, as you mentioned, very good as well, early especially.
Yeah, very accurate thrower. Obviously, when he was younger, very athletic in right field and jumps. He did everything correctly. and constantly worked with Davey Lopes, the outfield instructor, for a lot of the years that Tony was around. But you know, that defense wasn't magnified at the end of his career. Obviously, it was offensive numbers.
I remember Jack McKeon saying that when Tony first came to the big leagues, his defense was not his greatest attribute, and that he worked his tail off. And then later on, Tony even said, you know what, my first Gold Glove, I was more proud of that than my batting titles. Because he knew he could hit, but he had to play the other side of the ball as well, and he got so good at it.
You know, it really makes sense for the work ethic that he put into his craft. And it's so easy to talk about his hitting because it was magical.
To short, and Cordoba. High throw, and it pulls Myers off the bag. Andrews safe at first base.
Remember, it was his right shoulder that he banged up at second base.
Error charge to Cordoba on the throw.
Working underneath it.
2 remained at second base, so first 2 on here for the Rangers in the 4th inning, and brings up Nomar Mazara. Doubled in the first, struck out in the second.
Oh, Mazara 7 for 10 now against Weaver, which was probably a good sign for the Padres to make that move to Stammen. He's feeling comfortable with a certain guy, and obviously taking good swings against Weaver.
Line on Weaver today, 3 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, walked 2, struck out 4 through 68 pitches in his outing. And on the hook.
Now, Mark, I wanted to ask you too. You see Mazara with that open stance. From a pitcher's perspective, is that something that you want to pound them because they have that movement in?
You would think so, right? Because the momentum's coming in. But how? Then my next question would be, how quick is he with the hands? Is he able to turn on it and maybe either push it the other way or spin on it? But yeah, if I see a guy like that, I'm thinking, whoa, that's just inviting me to bury the fastball in.
Back to Stammen, trying to start 2 to second for 1, on to first, and it's dug out by Myers at first base. Another tough throw for Cordoba. He really having a tough time with that right shoulder collarbone area. Is affecting his throws, but 2 big outs right there.
Let's see the strike from Stammen. Yep, chest high.
Oh, nice work by Will Myers, even on that short hop, but picking up your infielders. Obviously, the ball finds you when things aren't going well.
Carlos Gomez 0 for 2. Struck out, grounded out. Both of those were against Jared Weaver, and now facing Craig Stammen, who's in here to log some innings, get some outs, and that's kind of been his role lately for the Padres, coming in early in games and trying to eat up some innings.
Save the other arms in the bullpen. Manager, pitching coach, and believe me, other relievers appreciate something like that. It might be even one of those cases where Stammen gets an at-bat.
Last 2 times he's been in, he's gone 3 innings. And probably looking for something very similar here today. The back-to-back 3-inning outings. Longest he has thrown since August of 2014. Didn't miss by a lot, or at all maybe. 3-1.
Gotta be on your toes on the left side of the infield. This is when he really tries to look out over the plate and get after it.
Especially on that 3-1 slider. Breaking ball out in front of it a little bit.
Rangers scored 5 times in the first, 2 more in the third. 3-run shot for Ryan Rua, 2-run shot for Joey Gallo.
See if he goes back to that two-seamer or goes with a slider here.
This is away, and first walk allowed by Stammen goes to Carlos Gomez. First and third now for the Rangers. Closed captioning provided by Wiener Schnitzel.
Durr.
2 down here in the fourth. First and third. Rougned Odor. He's 2 for 2. Couple singles to right. He has scored twice already in this game. And sends one foul down the left field line out of play.
And these Ranger hitters are going to have to turn up the dial against Stammen. Sharper sinker, sharper slider.
Both teams going to Arlington after the ball game. Mark Sweeney joining us. It's the last time you went to Arlington.
It's been a while. And I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been on the road for a while, which is a good thing too.
Milwaukee and Chicago last year, right? You and I went.
We had the split doubleheader.
Yes.
In between games, Don and I went to get a slice of pizza. Yeah. It was the biggest slice of pizza I have ever
How much
seen.
sausage did he have?
No, no sausage. You couldn't. Listen. You had to call somebody in to grab some more sausage to put it on this slice.
It was unbelievable. It was like maybe a block from Wrigley Field.
I was almost, you've ever had a food where you almost been embarrassed it's sitting in front of you?
Right.
That's what it was.
I never feel
I've
that
never
way.
been in that one.
Yeah, I've never been in that situation where I've been embarrassed.
Was it deep dish or just regular?
No.
Thin crust?
Thin crust, but just enormous. And I had 2.
Shocker.
Well, he didn't know how long the game was going to go. The second one, he was worried about that.
Yeah, it was a day-night.
You got to carb up for that second.
And it was a good call because we had to bus up to Milwaukee after that game.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So he had to carb up.
Because you're going to eat a lot of cheese up in Milwaukee.
He slept the whole way to Milwaukee. He was in a food coma.
On the ground towards short. Cordoba will bobble. Run will score. And from third comes Shin-Soo Choo and make it 8-0 Texas. Second error of the inning charged to Alan Cordoba at shortstop. And the ball is finding him here in the inning.
Makeable play. Good old-fashioned boot off the heel of the glove. And you got to be wondering how that right shoulder of his is feeling, because he has short-armed and worked underneath throws to first base. One from short and one on that double play ball.
2 on, 2 down, and Ryan Rua coming up. Hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. Ground ball this time to Schimpf at third. He thought about tagging the runner, but goes across the diamond to end the inning. Another run for the Rangers. They take an 8-0 lead. Mark Reynolds has hit his 12th home run in the 6th inning. The Rockies beating the Cubs 10-3. Put that one into the forest in right center field at Coors Field, and Reynolds, I think, a very good first base, especially offensively.
He's been incredible, and you think about the Cubs after that 18-inning loss at home, going to Colorado, got postponed last night. Jake Arrieta today, 3 2/3, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, and a 5.35 ERA.
Second tough outing in a row now for Arrieta.
The Cubs bullpen tossed 31 in the 3rd innings their previous 4 games. A lot of work there.
I feel like that can mess you up for a week.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and who's on the short end, which were the Cubs. It's going to be interesting how they bounce back from that 18-inning game.
And well, Margot heating it up, 5 for his last 11, leading it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And Mark, you made a good point the other day. That's a game you want to be on the winning end.
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
it's good, but still, psychologically, that does a lot different things than when than you're in the losing end.
And well, the Yankees the next day go to Cincinnati, win that.
Yeah. They're hot. They're one of the best stories in baseball. And you think about the Yankees, you're probably like, well, I'm tired of talking about them.
To second and Odor for the first out here of the 4th inning.
Came into the year and didn't have a lot of expectations. And the Yankees and Aaron Judge, been a great story in baseball.
One out here in the 4th inning. Corey Spangenberg running a 7-game hitting streak. Does not have one today yet. He grounded out to first base in the 1st inning, 0 for 1.
No, a game like this, A.J. Griffin's just playing catch with catcher Chirinos.
A 5-run lead before he threw his first pitch today. There's a little pop-up, shallow right center, and that's going to fall. Spangenberg will extend that hitting streak to 8 games. Second hit of the day for the Padres.
It's like a little cutter or slider in. He finds a garden spot for a big league knock. That's frustrating for a pitcher because the ball's up there that long, and I'm not saying it's just hit right. But as a pitcher, you think, gosh, that ball's got to be caught.
Up there a long time, wasn't it? 1 out, 1 on, and Will Myers the batter. I would be a terrible pitcher. I'd be a terrible teammate.
Really?
Terrible.
Would you be calling everybody out?
I'd be staring at guys. This is fouled off to the right, out of play.
Now, there's some guys known for that.
I mean, really? You couldn't catch that?
Okay, now on the flip side, if you gave up a home run or you give up a boatload of hits, if somebody comes up to you and say, hey, dude.
Then we fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you a funny line that I heard, and it was came from Ray Langford, and he played for the Padres.
Number 16.
He made a mistake in the outfield, and everyone was getting on him the next day. And he said, "Hey, listen, it was a mistake before it got to me."
That's good.
That's awesome.
It's one of the the baseball has those lines that you start smiling, but that's what I thought of when you guys started talking about that. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Is that what you call him?
Ray Langford, yeah.
Luke Gregerson told me a great story. Came into situation, runners on, hung a slider to somebody, line drive rope to the left fielder for the out. He's running off the field into the dugout for the last out, and Bud Black is the manager at the time, and Bud looks at him and goes, hey, Luke, come on, let's go. You got to get that stuff down. Let's go. Make an adjustment. And Luke, not even skipping a beat, goes, oh, like you never hung a slider in your career? And it went the other way, and Buddy was like, I like this kid. He's got some fire.
Wow.
Aggressive.
How about that? No, but that's the kind of guy you want on your team, right?
Well, Myers will poke this through the left side into left field. Base hit. Spangenberg will take second, and the Padres have back-to-back hits here in the 4th inning.
Well, you see that slow breaking ball. Will Myers does a nice job. You see the foot down early, but that pause and staying back. There it is. And the weight shift and just letting it get deeper into that stance. That's good hitting, even though that's the single. I think Griffin got lucky. But in the Tony Gwynn hole, 5.5.
2 on, 1 away. Yangervis Solarte coming up. Popped out to shortstop in the second inning. 0 for 1.
Now that changeup right there, taking it off the plate. Well, most likely, if this at bat goes deeper, it bought him another fastball.
Fly ball out to right center field. Carlos Gomez over and under. Will make the catch. Got himself in a good throwing position as Spangenberg tags and moves to third base. Now 2 down in the inning. It's time now to remind you that the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. That's your promo code Padres5.
Hashtag extra sausage. It's the name of my new band. Extra sausage.
First and third, 2 down.
Just go ESP.
Extra sausage pizza.
This all started because Mark Sweeney just happened to ask me what it is I like on my pizza.
It got
and it was an honest answer.
It got aggressive.
Yeah. 2 down, first and third. Ryan Schimpf. I like extra sausage. Schimpf popped out to shortstop. First time up, 0 for 1. Total of 3 hits allowed by Griffin on the day. That's a strike in there to even the count. Chasing the curveball.
66 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's where about it's been. 66 to 68, somewhere in there.
I mean, he's trying to make everything move. In, out, up, down. Not falling into a pattern.
Usually followed up by a high fastball.
On the ground to first base, that is a fair ball, and tagging the bag, kind of backpedaling to it, was Rua. Padres strand the pair and trail 8-0. Brought to you by Sequan Casino. Play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer invites you to test drive a Lexus today. No Gold Glove, Tony Gwynn. Say 1990?
Couldn't see it. Sorry.
Yes, 1990s Gold Glove.
One of the best looking individual trophies out there, in my opinion.
It's awesome.
It's really nice.
Joey Gallo leading it off here for the Rangers. Struck out homer, 2-run shot in the 3rd inning. Gallo, Chirinos, and Griffin scheduled to bat in the inning for the Rangers here in the 5th. They got 5 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Mark Sweeney only 1 inning today. That's it. That's it. It was a very short relief outing for Mark Sweeney. I think so, yeah.
Something I said?
I don't know.
And what's today, Tuesday?
You actually
so I showered.
You smell okay today.
Today's Tuesday. I got my shoes on.
I think he's trying to save himself up. He doesn't want to waste any bullets because he's got the next 5 straight games on this road trip that you are not going on. On the ground and diving. Myers can't get it. Solarte does, covering his Stammen, and he almost got into a collision there with Joey Gallo. 4-1 on the put out at first, and Gallo doing a nice job of avoid Stammen.
I'm sorry, Don. That is not an easy play because it's a long throw for Solarte, and plus Stammen is on the run. It's almost as if Solarte is the quarterback, and he's going to hit his receiver across the field on the pattern. So he leads them over the bag. Nice 2-handed grab by Craig, and that could have been disastrous. You get the runner just running up your backside. You get the feet tangled, but the ball is in the glove. The foot is on the bag. He is out. Well played all the way around.
1 down here in the 5th inning brings up Robinson Chirinos. He has grounded back to the mound and been hit by a pitch. Tim Timmons belting out that strike call.
How about Chirinos signing with the Cubs way back in 2001? It's a long time.
Yes, it is. That was my first year in the big league, so that is 17 seasons. This is the 17th season.
And he didn't make it to the big leagues until 2011. That's perseverance. Love stories like that.
We've talked about Alan Zinner many times, the Padres hitting coach, 14 years in the minor leagues before getting his first major league at bat. Two-one. A swing and a miss down to one knee. Swung so hard.
Nice 2-seam fastball by Craig Stammen.
Day baseball from San Diego, where the Rangers have jumped out on top 8-0. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant along with you. Michelle Margot. Finale of the homestand. To third, back it up, playing a tough hop as Schimpf gets a good throw off, and that's out number 2. He might be in trouble when he backed up there, but played the better hop, and there are 2 down here in the 5th inning. Well, now it's time for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. San Francisco Giants 4-game losing streak entering tonight's game against the New York Mets. 11-22 are the Giants, and the Cardinals 4-game winning streak as they start a series against the Miami Marlins. And the Cardinals 17-14 started the season very badly and have recovered to be more Cardinal-like.
How about that whole Mets situation with Matt Harvey?
Ooh, not pretty.
You know what? Being in this game for a long time, and you have as well, Don, it's almost as if, you know, the protocol in baseball is you show up to the ballpark unless there's circumstances to where you have a doctor call for you or something.
Some sort of emergency.
And once again, I'm going to throw it out there. I don't know the whole story, but just what's been reported. He went golfing. He's got a migraine. Doesn't go to the park. Is that right?
There's more that's come out today.
Okay.
Actually, last night, apparently.
But my point is, you go to the ballpark.
Yeah.
And then you get released. You go home if they want to send you home.
That is strike 3. A.G. Griffin is gone. It's 8-0 Rangers.
Griffin starts his 5th inning of work, and let's take a look at his fastball. It's Will Myers up and in. He wants to get it in so he doesn't get extended. How about the fastball into Ryan Schimpf? See the hands of Schimpf, can't get extended, the weak pop-up. And then, even when he misses, there's a little bit of late movement up in the zone to Austin Hedges to where he works underneath it, pops it up. Hey, A.J. Griffin only hitting about 89, 90 miles an hour, but he's spotting his fastball with a little bit of movement, and he has himself an 8-run lead as he takes the hill in the 5th.
Hedges, Renfroe, and Cordoba anticipated here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Austin Hedges fouled out first time up, getting his second look, and take a look at a curveball over the outside corner for strike 1. 7 home runs for the Padres catcher. Padres have been held to 3 hits today by A.J. Griffin. Cordoba has a single, Spansberg a single, Myers a single.
Oh, that's a good curveball there. Look at that, nice and easy. 4-seamer, 88, outside corner. Nothing overpowering.
In the air down the right field line as Rua, the first baseman over by the stands, is going to lean in and make the catch. Nicely done. Good concentration. Right, the short fencing down that right field line, and Rua found the fence and reached into the crowd for out number 1.
Oh, that's one as a hitter. You're hoping that it goes about 3 rows deep. You're right, though, Don. Good concentration by Rua.
That's the second time that Austin Hedges has fouled out to the first baseman, Rua. One down for Hunter Renfroe. A lot of curveballs here from A.J. Griffin.
And early. You throw that curveball early for a strike, and then you pound the 88, 89 away where you want it. That's good pitching.
Andrews to his left. Renfroe is out number 2 this 5th inning. 4 in a row retired by Griffin, and that'll bring up Cordoba. Cordoba with a single to right field. One of the 3 hits the Padres have on the day. Padres have action in their pen. Craig Stammen worked the 4th and the 5th so far in relief, and he's had a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th inning.
First pitch curveball for a strike.
Kevin Quackenbush just back from El Paso. Popped up. Odor out. Chu in. Chu, the right fielder, makes the catch and ends the 5th inning. It's 8-0 Texas through 5. Boy, and a fast start for the Rangers. A 2-run double to right field for Nomar Mazara. Scores Chu and Andrus for the first 2 runs for the Rangers of a 5-run first. The other 2 supplied on a 2-run home run by Ryan Rua. And later on, a 2-run shot for Joey Gallo, who gets his 11th home run. RBIs 22-23. They would add a run in the 4th, and it's 8-0 Texas through the first 5 innings. Now hitting the Padres 7-3. We have a battery change here for the Padres, as Luis Torrens now takes over behind the dish doing the catching. That is the day for Austin Hedges. Will now be the pitcher's spot in the order, which was 6th, and taking over on the mound is Kevin Quackenbush into his 5th appearance, and back for the 3rd time this year already from El Paso.
Welcome back, Kevin. And I tell you what, this kid's a trooper. Up and down last year, I believe it was 5 times. Up and down this season, I've lost count, but he's grabbing the rock. He's doing what they're told. Doing what he's told as far as I'm concerned there. Easy for me to say. So hopefully an inning or 2 from Kevin Quackenbush.
Well, it worked out to be 2 innings for Craig Stammen. Gave up 1 hit and 1 run.
That's got to mess with the guy's psyche, and I know everybody's different, but up and down so many times takes its toll.
5 times last year. Usually it's a different guy every year. Lately it hasn't been for Quackenbush.
And this year it's his 3rd. And it's May 9th.
It's a lot of time for a lot of more.
Wow.
Falling behind here 3-1. Top of the order, Shin-Soo Choo, Elvis Andrus, and Nomar Mazara. Anybody gets on, Carlos Gomez will have a chance in the inning. And did he go? They'll check. No, he did not, says Jeff Kellogg, leadoff walk. And with more on Kevin Quackenbush, let's check back in with Michelle.
Yeah, Don, well, you guys mentioned Quackenbush has been optioned and recalled on 3 separate occasions already this season, and I asked him how he deals with all of the back and forth, and he told me it's just part of it. He's done it for the last 4 years. He's used to it now. He said the most challenging aspect is the toll that traveling takes on your body going across country, but the best part of it is all the frequent flyer miles. He says he has miles on every single airline, guys.
That's having a great attitude.
Yeah. They do cover some miles, that's for sure. Elvis Andrus batting here. He's been on 3 times. Benefit of 1 hit, an error, and a walk the other 2 times he was aboard. Well, I guess there's some solace in the fact that you know when you're going down that you're going to be back very soon.
Sure.
It's not like you're going down and you're not going to be back.
And that's the positive reaction you have to have.
Schimpf trying to turn 2 to second for 1, on to first for 2. Round the horn they went. Double play. 3rd DP turned by the Padres defensively. And there are 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Oh, I love the DP around the horn. 5, 4, 3.
Two down in the 6th, and that'll bring up Nomar Mazara. Double back in the 1st inning. Sent a strikeout, and he bounced into his own double play. Padres shifting on him on the right side. And you got Yangervis Solarte ducking back to short right field. Mazara's 2-run double in the 1st inning went to right. It was down towards the Petco porch and right. Bush fastball around 91, 92. He's got the good curveball working. It is effective.
You might see one right here.
Weaver for 3 innings, allowing 7 runs. Stammen 2 innings, allowing a run. That was unearned. 2 errors committed in that inning, both by Alan Cordoba. That skips in and evens the count at 2-2. So the pitcher spot is part of the double switch. Quackenbush will bat 6th in the order right now. Luis Torrens will be batting out of the 9th spot and will lead it off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Two. And Mazzara grounds into the shift. Solarte in short right. Throws out Mazzara and ends the inning. On to the bottom of the 6th, 8-0 Texas.
Fastball. How about the number 2, the curveball? It's about 67, 68. Throws it about 17% of the time, but pretty consistent. There's a 66. So 66 to 68, good 12-6 action. But the main thing, good arm speed. Same as on the arm speed, the fastball and the curveball. And it's just recognizing that pitch, trying to square it up. And that's been tough to do this afternoon against A.J. Griffin. And today he's thrown that curveball about 15 times.
Torrens to center. Gomez tracks it and gets back under the edge of the warning track to make the catch out there. For the first out of the 6th inning.
Last couple times out for A.J. Griffin, that curveball. He's thrown about 27, 30 times. Talk about over the course of maybe 85 pitches, 85, 90 pitches. And when you've got the good feel for it, you throw it first pitch for strikes, and he's done that this afternoon as well.
One down here in the 6th, then it brings up Manuel Margot. 0 for 2. Stuff's getting close over here.
Oh, my bad. I think somebody wants to pay you a visit.
Margot, 0 for 2, has struck out and grounded out. See, I wonder if this will be necessary with Sween Dog on the road. Have to see how it goes in the first game. I don't think he brings a lot of stuff, not nearly the amount of stuff you have.
I just have a lot of paper, information.
Frogs.
Frogs with tennis rackets. Hey, I got another Tony Gwynn story for you since it's Tony's birthday.
Go ahead.
One of my good friends and former teammates, Tim Flannery, had a great story. He said, you know, Tony would get us hits, no doubt, right? Batting titles, and he'd take the ball the other way, the 5.5 hole, and hit the line drives to the outfield. But even though Tony got his hits, the joke was that Tony was so upset, even when he got his hits, because he would go to the batting cage and work on his hitting, because he wasn't happy with the way the balls were landing in the outfield. That's how particular Tony was. such a perfectionist. They weren't landing right in the outfield on his hits.
A hit's not enough.
Right.
Margot down to first base with a walk. That's the first walk of the day given up by Griffin.
Obviously that wasn't the case, but it was the point was Tony was such a perfectionist that he would, and this was back in the Jack Murphy days where there wasn't a cage. There was no batting cage for a long, long time, but there was a batting cage up on Murphy Canyon Road north of the stadium that after a game, Tony would go to the batting cage and work on his swing.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 out, 1 on, and Corey Spangenberg, the batter, 1 for 2. Did you go there to work on your swing?
No, I did not. But what I did love to do was throw batting practice to Tony when I started coming to the booth, and then I'd go and throw early batting practice.
You did that when you were doing this?
I did.
Wow.
I probably still could. Used to get knocked around. Why stop now?
Just throw your best stuff.
Right.
That'd be good. Staying in shape. One out, 1 on. Spangenberg 1 for 2. Single center field his first time up.
Don, I'm sorry. I apologize. I saw something shiny. Did you ask me a question?
You're ignoring me again. Not the first time that's happened.
No, somebody was talking in my ear. But go
I
ahead.
don't remember what I asked you now. It was important. Oh, I said you must have kept in good shape when you were doing that.
It's a great workout. Throw about 20 minutes worth of BP. Absolutely. It's a really good workout.
Just one group? Or would you do
Yeah, just one group. One or two. 20 minutes. Half hour you're pressing it. I'm serious. It's everybody, you know, and you shorten up. You're not throwing from 60 feet 6 inches.
So then you'd shower up, or you just come up to the booth and do the game?
Oh, yeah, Don. I'd work up a lather, and I'd just throw in my suit and come up to the booth without showering. Sure. No, of course I went to the clubhouse and took a shower.
Because I know there are days when you come here and not so much.
I loved it, though. Early BP at 2.
Yeah.
Done by 2:45.
Yep. Shower with soap.
Yeah.
Spangenberg batting with Margot at first base. Rangers on top here, 8-0.
Great thing about Tony was everybody just wanted 4-seam fastballs right down the middle to work on their swing. Tony would do that like the first round, and then he'd say, okay, Mud, you can mix it up. Then I'd be able to throw whatever I wanted, which I thought was a challenge for me, and it was fun for both of us.
To right field, and Corey Spangenberg with a base hit to right. With his second hit of the day. And Margot to second base.
Well, we talked about Corey Spangenberg in our open before the game about hitting the home run off of Claudio last night. That's a high fastball. He gets out in front of it. It's up. A lofty pitch from Griffin. And even though it's away, he pulls it.
Two on, one away. And Will Myers coming up. Former Padre, Doug Rocal on the phone. First little problem Griffin has kind of run into. Myers struck out in the first, singled in the fourth. A 1-for-2 day for the Padres first baseman. Now bounce in, blocked. Chirinos keeps it in front of him. And Rocal's now going to head out there and talk to Griffin, buy some time, as the Rangers have a reliever up in the pen.
Next pitch will be number 74 for A.J. Griffin. Not a bad time for a visit. Just to give him a little bit of a rest. Gather himself, as you mentioned, Don, to get some arms up and ready in the bullpen if needed.
Jeffers up in the pen, the former Brewer. Did you play with Doug Rocal when he was a Padre? Oh boy. 2 on, 1 away.
What was that? Somebody was talking to my ear again.
It's so hard to ask you questions because Doug Brocal.
Yeah.
Pitching coach. Did you play with him?
I did not.
Okay. On the ground, third base. Gallo go to second for 1 on to first. That's 2. Double play will end the 6th inning as we head to the 7th. It's 8-0 Texas. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, your complete pet store with all the nutrition, supplies, and services you need. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich only at Jack in the Box. Another pretty day in San Diego where the Rangers have an 8-0 lead over the Padres. They venture into the 7th inning, final game of the homestand. As Kevin Quackenbush returns to the hill here. Carlos Gomez. Gomez, Odor, and Rua to bat in the inning. Gomez struck out in the first, grounded back to the mound in the 3rd, and then walked in the 4th inning. 2nd inning of relief for Kevin Quackenbush. Weaver went 3, allowed 7. Stammen 2 innings, a run unearned. Now tomorrow night in Arlington, it'll be Luis Perdomo matched up against Yu Darvish. And then Chacin and Perez in the finale on Thursday. So we will not see Andrew Kashner in this series as Perdomo will be looking for his first win. He's not had a decision yet this year.
Well, hopefully it's a belated birthday gift because today is also the birthday of Luis Perdomo. So feliz cumpleaños, Luis Perdomo.
A little leadoff walk here allowed by Quackenbush. We're not going to see Andrew Kashner. Figured 4 games. See Kashner for 1.
I know.
Been enjoying his return here to San Diego. Of course, went to the Marlins last year and signed with the Rangers during the offseason. Looking a lot more like Andrew Kashner than when he was a Marlin when he could not wear the beard. As mentioned last night, literally walked by him in the Marlins clubhouse.
Yeah.
Didn't recognize him. He goes, "Okay, don't say hello." And I was like, wow.
Well, actually, Cash shaved this morning. That's his 5 o'clock shadow.
It is.
Actually, 2:30 shadow.
As good as a beard as there is.
Yes, there is.
Rougned Odor has been on base 3 times. 2 singles and reached on an error his last time up. Scored a couple runs. What do you think of when you think of Rougned Odor?
I think of a right cross to Jose Bautista.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think about.
And
it's unbelievable.
You know what? It was. How can I say it? I thought it was pretty awesome.
Well, you know, in baseball fights, a lot of times it's just pushing and shoving.
That's why I'm saying it. It's like a scrum.
This was like a fight.
Right. It was like a hockey fight.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't condone that, but I mean,
right.
you know, I'm not in his shoes, and I don't know the.
But you love it. You don't condone it, but it was awesome. Yeah, but I don't condone that kind of stuff. It's popped up. Headed over is Torrens as far as he can, but he won't have a play.
But he's going to go down and be known as the guy who punched Jose Bautista, right?
Yeah, sure. A slow start average-wise for him. Came into this game hitting at 185. Good power numbers. 6 homers, 16 runs batted in. Fly ball, center field. Over is Margot. 1 down here in the 7th inning. It's time now for the Bill Howe plays of the game. Couple home runs for the Rangers today. Ryan Rua in the 1st inning. It's a 3-run poke. And then Joey Gallo, 2 innings later in the 3rd inning, hits his 11th home run of the year. This was a 2-run shot to right field. Time it is 7-0 Rangers. They've added another run. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Carlos Gomez at first, not held on by Myers. And here is Ryan Rua, who takes strike 1. A home run for Rua, his 2nd of the year. 1 for 3 day today for the Rangers first baseman. Now, have you run in from the bullpen during an altercation?
Yes. And it's just kind of like clear the area, kind of.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like you get in protection mode where you're protecting your own. And the 2 principals are trying to be either separated, you know, if they're in a game of twister, you know, you kind of want to try to stay out of it. And then find that one moment like an NHL ref to where you kind of try to pry them apart a little bit.
There's a check swing. You went around, and that is strike 3. Ball got away from Torrens, so Gomez takes second base. So that is the first strikeout for Kevin Quackenbush, out number 2 of the inning. Wild pitch allows Gomez to get to second base. I would imagine if you had to run in from the bullpen, that you'd be out of gas by the time you arrived at the plate.
I was huffing and puffing. Yes, I was.
I'm here, but I'm too tired to do anything.
I'm here, though.
I'm here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Joey Gallo got a 2-run home run in the 3rd.
One time at Shea Stadium, we had an altercation. And our bullpen was down the left field line. And you know that gate, there's a gate, you know, those big pipes that they used to weld together. Do you have to twist it and then pull it up?
Yeah.
Well, I twisted and pulled it up, and I pinched my finger on the pipe.
Ugh. With the center field for Gallo, and around from second base is Gomez with the 9th Rangers run of the day, and Texas takes a 9-0 lead. Gallo with his 3rd RBI and his 2nd hit.
Four-seamer, he wants it away. You can see Torrens trying to reach across the plate there. It just catches too much of the plate. Not off the sweet spot at all either, because that ball didn't even make it to the outfield there, but he fought it off, beats the shift, hits the hole.
Robinson Chirinos taking strike one. So you pinched your finger in that.
Yeah.
Did you cut it?
No, blood blister. Ooh. But it didn't. It wasn't like it was like on my knuckle on the inside, my throwing hand.
Is it DL?
No. I remember one time. Now there's 2 outs. I'll save it for next inning.
Oh.
It's called a teaser. Stay tuned. Should I save it? Yeah, I should save it.
How fast can you tell it?
No, I'll save it.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
1-2. I can barely continue with this without knowing.
It's just killing you, isn't it?
It's killing me. Well, the Rangers have had a run here in the 7th inning. Chirinos will take the 2-2 up and away. If he walks or gets on, think he could do it?
It happened in 1992
when
I was with the Mariners. And if he walks, I'll tell the story.
Okay. A.J. Griffin waiting on deck. He's thrown 74 pitches through the first 6 innings. Runner goes at first and a drive to left field. Back goes Spangenberg at the wall. It's gone. 2-run home run. Robinson Chirinos gets his 5th of the year and make it 11-0 Texas. Evan Quackenbush touched for 3 runs so far here in the top of the 7th inning. 3rd Rangers home run of the afternoon.
This ball just catches too much of the plate. Full count. He's probably looking for the fastball. It's a 4-seamer. And yep, just right down the middle. Chirinos was looking for it, and you can see the reaction by Kevin. He knew that it was a mistake.
A.J. Griffin, 4th plate appearance of the day. Walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd and 5th. Three home runs today for the Rangers. Ryan Rua in the 1st, Joey Gallo in the 3rd, Robinson Chirinos here in the 7th. On the corner for strike 3, and that'll end the inning with the damage done. 3 more runs for the Rangers, who lead it 11-0.
told you're too small, you're not fast enough, you're not big enough.
Sophomore year is kind of when I realized that I could actually have like a career in football. You know, more importantly than that, representing my hometown, which is San Diego, North County. I take that with heart.
This week, Inside San Diego Sports talks with local athletes on their ride to the NFL Draft. Today, after Padres Live, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
All right, it's on here to the bottom of the 7th inning. Yangervis Solarte. Lead it off here for the Padres. 0 for 2 today. He's popped out to short, flied out to center. Or A.J. Griffin. Here's a pop-up back to second. Rougned Odor gives way to Elvis Andrus for the first out of the 7th inning.
Well, we got a second. MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Padres baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Padres home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
All right, people have been clamoring here for your story.
It's really not that good of a story, but I'll tell it anyway.
Wow, it's taken a long time to get to it, so let's go.
1992, I'm a Seattle Mariner. I just had shoulder surgery the previous year in 1991 with the Braves. So we're in the King Dome playing the California Angels. That's how old I am. So there's a bench clearing. We run out to the mound, both teams, and I'm trying to scrap people off, just pull. All of a sudden, this guy behind me, he grabs me, and he says, "Mudcat, get out of there. You're going to mess up your shoulder again." It was Chuck Finley of the California Angels.
How about that?
Yeah. So he was kind of like concerned, like, hey, you're going to mess up your shoulder again.
The opposition worried about you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Those are some of the things that go on in a scrum on the field, I guess.
Very good pitcher, Chuck Finley.
Chuck Finley had a heck of a career. Chuckles, they called him.
Ryan Schimpfel for 2 today.
So I'm sure everybody's intrigued.
I thought it was a very good story.
Really?
I think you probably could have told it with 2 outs, though. Last time. I didn't think we had to wait through the break. Hey, there is Matt Caesar. He's going to make his debut.
Hail Caesar.
Strike 3 to Ryan Schimpf. 2 down here in the 7th inning. 3rd strikeout for Griffin. The first K for him since the 1st inning. And here comes the former Chicago Cub, Matt Caesar, 27-year-old, New Jersey native. Hit 211 with a double, 3 RBIs in 15 games for the Cubs this year. Last year was his first full season in Major League Baseball. We saw him when the Padres were in Chicago playing the Cubs. 107 games for the Cubs last year, and he'll take a strike.
Only 1 vowel in his name. Last name. You had to think about it, didn't you?
Yeah. I was thinking that sometimes Y thing. And look at.
And you went to Northeastern. Overrated.
There's a U in there. And look at it. On the ground to 3rd base. Gallo on the run in time to end the inning. We're headed for the 8th. It's 11-0 Texas.
57 years old, and at Lake Poway this morning, Tony Gwynn's statue was unveiled, holding his daughter there, Anisha, and family there in attendance, as well as our Dick Enberg and the mayor of Poway, all kind of just honoring the life and the legend. It's where they lived in Poway, and a chance to just say thank you for all you've done and show how significant he has been to the community.
Yeah, special day, and obviously a lot of people remember Tony in their own ways, but that statue really depicts what he really was. He was a family man, as Mark Grant, and they've talked about all the time. Everyone that knows what Tony Gwynn was all about, family was always first.
Well, Mark and I see on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you by Cox Communications. You're going to hear from Tony Gwynn Jr. He was at that ceremony, as you would expect. His thoughts on the significance of his father and the community of Poway. So we'll have that for you after the final out today, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Mike and Mark, as we play along here to the 8th inning. And a new Padres pitcher, Miguel Diaz, the 4th of the day for Andy Green.
Well, it's been a kind of a rough go-around for Miguel lately. A lot of career-high 5 runs in Saturday's game. Did not allow a run in his first 4 appearances. And has allowed at least 1 run in 9 of his last 10. So he's got some things to iron out. Perfect opportunity for him to come in here in the 8th inning. He worked a clean, crisp top of the 8th.
Kevin Quackenbush allowing 3 runs in 2 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Padres starter Jared Weaver on the hook right now, gave up 7 runs in the first 3. Craig Stammen a run, unearned in 2. Quackenbush 3. Now Miguel Diaz, Shin-Soo Choo, Elvis Andrus, and Nomar Mazara scheduled to bat here in the Rangers' 8th inning. Day baseball from San Diego. Well, the next 2 in Arlington. Both night games in Texas. Ball 4, and a leadoff walk starts this 8th inning. Some changes for the Padres as Will Myers' day is over. And Yangervis Solarte moving from second base to first base. Spangenberg now at second base. Matt Caesar taking over in left after his first plate appearance in a Padres uniform, and the new pitcher Miguel Diaz. 1 on and nobody out for Elvis Andrus. Padres, of course, will have the DH availability in Texas the next 2, and in Chicago for 3, as down goes Andrus. Fouled that one off himself, and he is in some pain. Jeff Bannister and the trainer headed out there to check on Andrus.
We've seen a lot of that lately. Hector Sanchez, Travis Jankowski.
Ooh. Now the Rangers already with a lot of injuries on their team, thus the start to the year that they've had. Adrian Beltre being at the top of that list, and most they need to do is lose another member of the left side of their infield, Elvis Andrus. Fouling that one off his knee, but appears to be okay. He's going to stay in the game. Count of 1-1. Hard to fill the spot of Adrian Beltre. There's a 1-1 coming to Andrus. And a swing and a foul tip. But yeah, the Padres will have the chance to use the DH the next 5 games. 2 in Arlington, 3 in Chicago against the White Sox. It'll be interesting to see how Andy Green does that. Who's going to be the DH during those games? He said today before the game we may see Spangenberg move to second base a little bit from left field. which would be interesting. And maybe Solarte could be the DH one day and Myers another. So we'll see.
Another guy that you look at is maybe Luis Sardinas as a DH. I mean, there's so many opportunities, so many ways to go for Andy Green.
Easier going that way, adding a guy to your lineup than it is coming this way, having your pitcher hit and losing that extra hitter.
I think I know your answer, but I'm going to ask you this anyway.
Fly ball center field. Margot's out there waiting. And he'll handle the first out of the 8th inning. What do you got?
The greatest DH in the history of the game.
That's tough. Edgar Martinez was so good at it, but I was around David Ortiz for a long time.
That's why I posed you that question. It's a tough one, huh?
Because to me, David was really the last of the real DHs.
Right.
Now there's a lot of teams that kind of move it around to have one guy who needs a day from perhaps defensively. He'll DH that day. There's not a guy who's just like a guy like Ortiz. To me, David Ortiz is the answer.
I played with Edgar in Seattle for a year.
Pretty good.
Wow, he was fun to watch. From the right side, a right-handed hitter. That swing of his.
Hall of Famer?
You know what?
Spangenberg, actually, it's not Spangenberg, it's Caesar out there on left. He'll make the catch on the track. And back to the bag at first goes Chu. I'm really bad at that, by the way.
What's that?
I shouldn't have asked you to put you on the spot. I'm really bad at figuring out who's a Hall of Famer and who's not. It's tough for me to do.
It's tough for me, too.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be a DH wing or a DH category?
No, I think if one. I mean,
you know what? Here's my. I think you got to wear a glove to be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, that's my argument. As much as I love Edgar and appreciate what Ortiz did, I think you've got to wear a glove to be in the Hall of Fame.
Down to first, and Solarte will take it to the bag to end the inning. Head for the last of the 8th. Texas has an 11-0 lead.
Nobody sees sports quite the way Colin and Cowherd and Jason Whitlock do. The brains to know and the guts to say. Catch Colin and Jason as they team up for FS1's Daily Sports Talk Show. Speak for yourself. Weekdays at its new time of 2 p.m. Pacific.
Last of the 8th inning, and Hunter Renfroe will lead it off here for the Padres. More A.J. Griffin. 82 pitches deep coming into this inning. And pitching into the 8th. Has kept the Padres off balance all day. Only given up 4 hits, no runs. All the hits he has allowed have all been singles. Renfroe will pop this up left side. Gallo, third baseman, in on the grass. 1 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
One out here in the 8th, and now in Cordoba coming up.
.66-mile-an-hour curveball. He's got good rotation. He can spin it really well.
Spin rate a factor
on the curveball? Absolutely. I'm a big believer in the spin rate. We've talked about this many times.
Especially the four-seam.
Four-seamer and on the breaking ball. Tighter spin, bigger break.
Soft liner and one hop to Odor. Cordoba is out number 2 of the 8th inning. See some spin rate for you here on the curve.
He's got the good break to it. Look at that. 12-6 break. He's got the feel for it, and as a pitcher, I'm telling you, you get the feel for that curveball. I love the curveball.
You really do.
I did, and I just used to turn the wrist and just throw it as hard as I could. Spin it as much as I could.
2 down in the inning for Luis Torrens. He came into the game in the 6th inning, pinch hitting and flying out to center field. And well, Margot, top of the order, waiting on deck here. Padres batting last of the 8th, and that slow, soft breaking ball dropping in 65. Chop to third. Joey Gallo even with the bag. In time to retire Torrens. Padres down in order. To the 9th we go. 11-0 Rangers. In San Diego, it's off to Arlington for the next 2, and tomorrow night it'll be Luis Perdomo looking for his first decision of the year for the Padres. Matchup against Yu Darvish, 3-2 with a nifty 2.76 ERA. As we come to you from Arlington, Texas, and the pregame Padres Live will get you started at 5 p.m. before the first pitch between the Padres and Rangers. And play 2 there, both night games, where the Padres head to Chicago to take on the White Sox. Luis Perdomo has pitched well, but does not have a record to show for it. Bullpen's not helped him out in a couple of instances, and he'll be looking for that first win of the year.
Well, he's got 2 games that he could scout these Rangers, and then a totally different venue too, because the ball flies there, right, in Arlington?
Yes. Yep.
So you got to be careful of that, keeping the ball down. And if he's got the 2-seamer working in the slider, he should be okay.
fifth pitcher of the day for the Padres, Kirby Yates, coming into the game, splitting this year between the Angels and Padres so far.
Had an interesting conversation with Kirby the other day. I said, after his last outing, I said, boy, you've got tremendous movement on that two-seamer. I said, how do you hold it? He goes, I hold it like a four-seamer. And I go, oh, really? He goes, yeah. So traditionally, a two-seam fastball like this will go down and into the righty, right? And that's what I assumed with Kirby. But no, he showed me, he goes, it's a four-seam fastball. He just gets out in front and kind of offsets it a little bit and gets that rotation where, bam, he gets that two-seam action to the lefties so they could beat it into the ground just like that.
Spangenberg to Solarte. Odor retired. So if I got this right, he's throwing a four-seam fastball, but it acts like a two-seam fastball.
Yeah. Here it is. Let's check it out. See if you can see the four seam. You can see the four seams going, and it's got that run to it. Now, if he keeps it down and away to the lefty, it's going to have that sinking action like a two-seamer.
One down here in the ninth brings up Ryan Rua, who homered a 3-run home run back in the first inning. Gonna set the tone for the day for the Rangers.
And also Kirby's dad, who watches, and Mr. Yates, if you're out there, welcome. You have a wonderful son. Secondly, his dad kind of appreciated when I dropped a Rowdy Yates on him.
Like that.
From Rawhide. His dad asked Kirby, do you know who Rowdy Yates was? He goes, yeah, it was John Wayne, wasn't it? He goes, no, it's Clint Eastwood. He played Rowdy Yates in Rawhide. And you have no idea who I'm talking about.
It's all good. All I know is that Frog's getting very close to my side of the booth.
He's getting a little froggy on you?
He is getting a little close. The whole reason for the line. Two one to Rua. Jammed him. Popped up right side. Spangenberg equidistant between first and second. Makes the catch. 2 down. Frog getting very close. Very close. The whole reason for the line.
Now, is this over the line or is this over the line?
I think as soon as the Frog hits the edge, that it is over the line.
The first edge near me?
Right. The part that has the arrow that has Mark on that side.
But he's so happy to see you.
It's great to see the Frog. We have not one, but 2 of these in the booth. All part of Mark Grant's stuff.
I like my Frogs.
Down and in. Two outs here in the ninth as Joey Gallo has homered and singled. He's got one of the 3 home runs for the Rangers today. Hey, this will be good. Let's review our keys to the game from Mark Grant today, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers. Let's check this out.
Well, I think you know me by now where I'll admit when I make a mistake.
Yep.
And I'm wrong. I was dead wrong today. Get to the Rangers pen. Well, that guy there with the sweet salad on the right. A.J. Griffin, 8 solid innings, 4 hits, no runs. And let's play 8.5. Doesn't look like it's going to be that way today. Padres trail 11-0. So an F.
So, yeah, I was going to say, if we were going to hand out a grade today for your...
I'll give myself an F.
An F. Minus.
I failed.
2 down. Padres shifting on the right side of the infield. Kirby Yates, first inning of relief here out of the Padres pen, has 2 down, and Gallo will take that downstairs.
The Padres definitely got hit with the hind today. Hit him with the hind.
Nice win last night. Splitting this series here if they aren't able to have an amazing comeback in the bottom of the 9th inning today.
Yep.
That's ball 4, and down to first base with a 2-out walk is Joey Gallo, on for the 3rd time today. Let me ask you this: is this a 4-game series, or is this 2 2-game series?
I think it's two game series.
Okay.
I think during the regular season it's two game series, but if it were the postseason, it's like a 7-game series because there's 2 separate cities that they travel to.
Even though the same teams are playing each other.
I think it's 2-2.
In 2 different venues.
You think it's a 4-game series?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I keep saying home and home. That's the way I look at it. You know, you got 2 here, 2 there.
I would say that you are correct, and I agree with you.
Robinson Chirinos hit a home run in the 7th inning, a 2-run shot. He fouls this one off. Plate umpire got a little of that. Tim Timmons. Now Griffin today going the first 8 innings. 3rd Rangers pitcher to go 8 innings. Joins Darvish and Hamels, who each had done it one time. 92 pitches in 8 innings, giving up 4 hits. Swing and a miss, and Kirby Yates strikes out Chirinos down the inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th, 11-0 Rangers. Game, and it's the starting pitcher today for the Texas Rangers. Been flipping those curveballs up there and fastballs as well. AJ Griffin, he's been great. And he's going to work in the 9th.
Oh, yeah, his pitch count is excellent right now. It's under 100 pitches. He's keeping them off balance. He's throwing everything for strikes. The one thing that sticks out to me is second, third time around, he's throwing the curveball for strikes early. Strike 1 in particular, and there's the line on AJ. 1 career complete game on his resume, and he's 3 outs away for number 2. And there's the pitches, only 92 to start the 9th.
They had Delano DeShields out on deck too. If that inning had continued, he would have been done. But because the pitcher spot didn't come up, he's back out there and more curveballs. Well, Nationals and Padres, only 2 remaining teams not to have been shut out. And the Padres in jeopardy of having that happen here today. 11-0, batting in the 9th. Margot Spangenberg. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. Margot Spangenberg in the pitcher's spot to this inning. One-two pitch. And Margot taking. And well today, struck out swinging, grounded out to second base and walked. Strike 3 call. Strikeout number 4 for A.J. Griffin is the first out of the 9th inning. That's now 9 in a row retired by Griffin. Someone down for Corey Spangenberg. Only player to have a multi-hit game today for the Padres. 2 singles, 1 to center, 1 to right. Just outside, kind of framed by the catcher Chirinos that time, but it's a ball and a strike. Downfield straight away, relatively deep on Spangenberg. And he'll foul it off to left out of play, and he's down 1-2. Fly ball to right field. Shin-Soo Choo over towards the line on a slant. Makes the catch for out number 2 of the 9th inning. Looks like Luis Sardinez is going to pinch hit here in the pitcher's spot. With 2 down in the 9th inning, A.J. Griffin trying to go the distance here for the Rangers. Sardinez at 167 into his 23rd game, most of them just like this, coming off the bench to pinch hit. Strike 1. There's ball 1, 1-1. Only 1 walk today in 8 2/3 innings allowed by A.J. Griffin. On the grounds is short, and Elvis Andrus over to first base, and that's the ball game. A split of a 2-game series here at Petco Park in San Diego. The complete game shutout for A.J. Griffin. First time the Padres have been shut out in 2017. 104 pitches for Griffin. We send it to the postgame, and Mike Pomeranz.
Don, thanks very much. In just a couple of moments, we're going to remember Tony Gwynn, who would have turned 57 years old today. A new statue unveiled in Poway. We'll have all that plus Andy Green in a moment.